struggling with allergens, maybe it's the dust, maybe it's the pollen, maybe it's your pet, you know, those things are everywhere. Maybe you work in a place that doesn't have great filtered air. Maybe you work in an old warehouse or a dusty office or a basement. Think about having something like this and what great peace of mind it would give you. And it's something that even doctors are supporting.
That's right.
I want to share a little video with you, and let's hear from a doctor who's going to tell you a little bit more about Navage and why it works and why it's so great for you today.
I'm Dr. Howard Levine, a nose and sinus physician. Bathing and flushing the nasal cavity with salt water, called saline, is a time-proven therapy for reducing congestion. What's more, nasal irrigation does this completely naturally, without drugs, simply by flushing and moisturizing the nasal passages. Until recently, nasal rinsing has relied on devices like the neti pot, the squeeze bottle, that use pressure to push saline through the nose. Navage brings new technology to nasal care. Navage uses powered suction to pull the saline through the nose, washing out allergens, pollen, dust, environmental irritants.
So how do you feel now that you just did?
My sinuses are completely cleared up. I mean, I can breathe, it's comfortable. We call this nature's decongestant because without drugs, naturally, I have completely balanced sinuses that allow my nose to do what it's supposed to do all the time when it's not clogged up with allergens and dust and mites and pollution. And as you said, travel. When you fly on a plane, I'm sure you've experienced that you come off of a plane and you have a cold. That can happen.
Right. So you're keeping your nasal cavities clean and moist, which is key for total body health. Show us again how to use it.
I will. It's so simple, and it's so safe you can just use it over and over again. I mean, you can't do this with other kinds of products that are on the market. Oh, wait, first I have to put my my salt pod into the cavity, which
so we need to open up a new,
no,
here's some.
You've got it right here. And it goes in so easily. I just love to show this. And then I also love to show, these are medical grade silicone. And I don't know how visible it is in this bright white environment, but there are arrows that point to which a different in and out. Again, this is how you prevent the cross-contamination, but also, depending on which side, most of us breathe better through one nostril than the other one, and this allows you to completely individually make this product work for you. So once again, nice and simple. You just pop it in.
Hook it right up to your nose.
And there you go.
You press a button and watch the water go down. This is really interesting. So once the water is gone, you're done. You've already flushed your nasal cavities. You don't have to think about it again until you've got maybe more congestion the next day or the next week, or maybe this is just to get you through that cold and flu season, or maybe it's because the air is drier. You find that your nose always gets a little, you know, dried out. This is a perfect solution, and it's the only one of its kind that use gentle, powered suction. There's a lot of other products out there that push and use force and use pressure to blow through your nasal cavities. There's nothing else that also uses the suction to pull it back out. And I love the idea that's not messy. I love the idea that if you've been afraid to use a neti pot, it's kind of intimidating, right? Like, how do I do this? I don't even like to go underwater because I don't want anything going down the back of my throat. This is a perfect solution for those of you that want to do something for your nasal health and you're just not sure where to begin. You're getting 30 of the salt pods, you're getting our holiday price, and you're also getting the opportunity to space this out over the next 5 months. Think about what a great peace of mind you would have and how it feels. Because you know, if you've got a bad cold, all you want to do is breathe. You're like, could I just breathe? And maybe once a day, you feel like you finally got that congestion out. This would be an easy way to get started.
It is a perfect way. And you know, who wants to take a cold into a holiday party? That's just not fun for anybody. And I want to be able to enjoy any time of year with nice, deep breath. I don't want to have to worry about what's the pollen index. I don't want to have to worry about, oh, does Aunt so-and-so have a cold again? You know, this keeps me doing what nature intends for my nose to do naturally, which is really provide that humidifier so that the air comes into my lungs nice and clean.
So just take a moment. Are you really breathing in through both nasal cavities? Because you were saying that most of us have one that's kind of always clogged, right? Are you a left nasal breather or are you a right nasal breather? We tend to, you said favor, right? One side over the other?
That's right. And this allows me to breathe in deeply through both sides of my nose. You know, it's kind of amusing almost, but the first time I used it, it was really a disjointing experience because I could breathe deeply through both sides of my nose. And I was like, oh, I almost felt like I was getting a caffeine rush or something like that.
It's better than hooking yourself up to those oxygen bars, right? You can actually breathe. And we're gonna show this to you one more time because I know maybe you've never seen anything like it. Maybe you didn't know anything like this existed. But this uses gentle powered suction. So unlike the neti pots, unlike those squeeze bottles, you're using this gentle powered suction. So it's in one nasal cavity and out the other. So show us one more time.
I'm going to show you again. Again, it's drug-free, so it's completely natural.
So you could do this a couple times a day
again and again and again if you need to. And
right.
When I first started, there were definitely times, but now once a day is just right. So there we go. It's perfectly mixed, perfectly balanced, and I take it and I just place it. And again, these are so comfortable. We call them nose pillows because they just go right up to your nose. And there you go.
A nose pillow. How about that?
Right.
You press a button, and notice how the two water chambers are separate. The clean water does not get mixed with the dirty water.
Yes.
This is what's coming out the other nose.
That's right.
The other nose, other nostril.
The other side. There's no cross-contamination. You don't want to worry about cross-contamination. So, and look, it's that fast. And when I'm done, you know, I blow my nose.
Right. You just maybe hold a little Kleenex up to your nose to get any residual drip. But notice how she did this standing up. You could do this sitting in bed. You could do this at the bathroom counter. You could do this watching TV. You don't have to, like, you know, get a towel and a pot and you don't have to go to the stove. You don't have to boil water. I remember my mom always saying whenever I had a cold or a flu or anything like that, or just wasn't feeling, like I could breathe, she would always say, well, boil some salt water on the stove and just inhale the steam. Well, this is actually sort of a similar idea, except you're actually getting that saline solution where you want it. And that's why I love that you're getting the salt pods, because this gives you the perfect balance of the saline solution. You put one pod in every time you use it. This is the caddy, and notice you don't have to buy any replacement parts. You don't have to buy a filter. You don't have to charge it. There's nothing to plug in. All you do is add tap water, right?
Check your area for the kind of water that's going to work best with your Navage, but it is the easiest system you're going to come across. Certainly it is for me, and I have had quite a lot of experience with different types of nasal irrigation because I've had trouble with breathing, and I've been told by so many teachers and doctors I need to do nasal irrigation, and I've had challenges, and this makes it doable. It makes it easy, and it's just part of my morning now. Before I walk the dog, I Navage, and it's that simple.
It just bathes, it cleans, and it moisturizes your nasal passages. And that's really the key. It's part of, taking care of your entire body. And I know we brush our teeth, right? We wash our face. What are we doing for everything else that's inside those nasal cavities? What did you breathe today?
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows where you've been, where you work, where you traveled, were you on a plane for a few hours? I love the idea that you could have this at your fingertips. You could use it anywhere. You could travel with it. All you do is pick it up today for $79.95. You're getting the device. And here's just a few of the features. Gentle powered suction to provide fast, drug-free relief from sinus congestion. No pills, no sprays. You don't have to worry about what liquid to buy. All you do is flush out the allergens, the pollen, the dust, dried incrustations. That's certainly a first for me on television that I get to say that phrase. Salt pod capsules provide perfectly balanced saline rinse every single time, preventing burning and nasal discomfort. I mean, you saw our guest here in the studio do this 3 times. Lisa did this 3 times.
Yeah, and it feels amazing. There's not a time that I do it where I think, oh no, because it's perfectly mixed. It's the perfect isotonic solution that is balanced for your body, and it takes everything out of my nose that I don't want to have in my nose, and it leaves me with this clean nose feeling. We like to say that, nasal care is going to be to the 21st century what oral care was to the 20th century, and Navage is really right at the forefront forefront of that. With this, it's really the first revolution in neti pot technology since ancient times.
One of a kind system. And if the other ones are just too overwhelming or too messy, this is the brand new, innovative, powered suction device. Nothing like it. It's Navage. Thank you so much, Lisa. This was great.
Thank you.
Now you can breathe for all of us. I can't wait to try this. It looks amazing.
Thanks.
All right, your yoga teacher will be so proud of you. All right, we'll be back with more. I've got